Hey guys, it's Bike Barbie here. Today is my first video, obviously. I have a jank setup right now because I went all the way to where my bikes are in storage and I forgot my helmet mount. So this setup is not a normal thing, obviously. I just have this on right now so I can record my first videos. Where to start? I'm 19 years old. I'm from Omaha, Nebraska. My real name is Emery. I'm just going to go ahead and get started. I have both my bikes right here, so I'll just kind of do like a little introduction, basically like how I got into riding, and then I will explain stuff about my bikes, like specs and obviously mods I've done to them, which is pretty few so far, and then like my future plans for each bike.
Chop it, sipping sake. Throw a thick bitch on a Kawasaki. Perfect. Dropped out of school, now we done rich. This sound like some 4301 shit.
Okay, so obviously this first bike is Kawasaki Ninja 250 EX Special Edition. I have only owned this bike for, I think, like 5 or 6 months. I bought this at the end of July 2016. There's not any other bike that I wish I could have started out on other than this. I love this bike. Obviously it's a 250cc, it is a 2010, so it's not the newest, but it's a perfect bike for me. It has 13,000 miles on it, had 12 when I bought it, and I just put on another 1,000 obviously in my 3 or 4 months of riding it. So I ride the shit out of this bike. Like, I ride it all the time, ride it to work as much as I can, ride it wherever I'm going. What started me on riding motorcycles was the last guy I was talking to. He had a Gixxer 600 or 650, I don't know which one. And I had not really any interest in motorcycles previous to that. I rode on the back of that and I was just addicted. Like, from the start, I loved everything about riding. That was my first time ever being on a bike and I did not want to get off. And I could not wait to get my own. So that was probably 2 years ago. So here I am 2 years later. But yeah, I obviously didn't have my license or anything. I didn't even have a bike. So before I got my license, I got my bike. I had money just laying around and I was like, whoa, this is the perfect time. And I got such a good deal on this bike. I had to only go an hour away from where I live, out of Omaha, to buy this bike from another girl actually, which is perfect because they had lowered it previously, so I didn't have to lower it, which I would have had to do. So when I bought the bike, I didn't even know how to ride it. My boyfriend had to actually test ride the bike for me when I bought it because I didn't even know how to use a clutch or how to even shift gears. I knew nothing about bikes. I just knew that I heard that a Kawasaki Ninja 250 or 300 was the perfect bike to start out on. No crazy street riding without a license or anything before getting my license, so I'm pretty proud of myself for that because I know there's not a lot of people that can say that they have insurance on their bike and have a license and did everything the right way. So I'm a pretty big advocate of doing that because I feel that that puts you at a lot less of a risk on the roads. So we'll move on to the mods on my bike, which is like nothing, but obviously as you can see I don't have the stock exhaust. This is a Kaufman's exhaust. It's not a Yoshi, it's not an FMF, it's a Kaufman's. It's not anything I had ever heard of up to when I started looking for exhaust for my bike, because with the Ninja 250 you can't hear anything. You can hear more engine sound than you can hear exhaust sound from stock, and that's clearly not safe. So like, yes, I wanted my bike to sound good, but at the same time I really wanted the safety aspect of having like a louder bike. So I'm gonna start that so you guys can hear that a little bit. It's pretty loud, not too bad at all. was pretty cheap. I think it was like 200 bucks, so not anything crazy, just a typical like little off-brand exhaust that just makes my bike sound a little bit better than it sounded from stock. Obviously, as I told you, it's been lowered, but I was not the one that did that, so I don't know anything about the lowering links or anything that are on it. I can't see that shit. It's a freaking sport bike. I have recently put this ram mount grip on it for my phone, which I have the 6 Plus, and it actually fits really well on there, and then this little thing goes around the bottom corners of the phone just for extra safety. I love that. Right now I have some funky front brake lever and clutch lever on my bike. I have the adjustable one because my hands are really small. I took the adjustable lever off of my handbrake because the lever was not activating the brake light. I love this bike, but to be honest, the road for this bike might not go too much longer. I'm really looking for something with more power. I have had a great time on my Ninja so far, but I really want a 600 or a 650 sport bike just for a little bit more acceleration power. This thing is all right once you get up there, but I would like a little bit more torque. I really love this bike. I have an attachment to it. It's my first bike. Obviously, I love it. I've taken really good care of it. The one thing that I might end up doing to it if I don't sell it is new tires. My tires are pretty bald. I'll probably switch out the tires this spring when I start riding again because I live in Nebraska and it's cold as fuck right now. I just recorded my intro and my outro for my channel and I couldn't move my feet or my hands. So I'm not riding right now, but starting in spring, once it starts to warm up, I'm not that big of a priss when it comes to the cold weather, but I definitely like to be able to move my hands to use the clutch lever and the brakes. So yeah, that is the intro on my Ninja 250 2010 special edition. My Instagram is Bike Barbie. Thanks for watching. Bye.
Oh, come on now, you'll feel alive.